Am I the asshole? For not paying for an accident I caused? I recently got into a car accident. I totally acknowledge I was at fault. My car was a total loss, and the person I hit had a lot of scratches and a bump, but still drivable. My car was a Prius, she had a much larger truck. She had 3 young kids with her and was really hesitant to call the police during the accident and asked if I could cover the damage out of pocket. TBH, I was kind of tempted to BC. No one likes dealing with insurance premium increases after an accident, but IDK how laws and stuff work, so I felt it would have been safer to just call the police and get an accident report. After we called the police, and they asked for our license, registration, etc., it turns out the woman was driving without a license, which is illegal in my state. She was using her husband's car. He had insurance on the car, so we exchanged info. The police also told me she was getting cited for driving without a license with 3 young kids in the car. The police left us both with driver exchange forms with each other's contact info and insurance info. Obviously everyone was unhappy with the situation and I had to go car shopping, which was not fun, given the price of used cars RN. Anyways, this happened about 2 weeks ago. I got a call today from the woman's husband telling me that insurance was refusing to pay out because he had knowingly given his permission for someone unlicensed to drive his vehicle. Additionally, they were heavily fined and charged with a misdemeanor. They are apparently very low income, and this would definitely affect them and their kids. He asked me to help him fight with insurance and for assistance with court costs since I was at fault in the accident and no one would have found out if I hadn't caused the accident. I told him to please not contact me and to let our insurance handle it, as I don't really know anything about these things. He yelled at me for not taking responsibility and ruining his family. I do feel bad, but I also feel like I did take responsibility for causing the accident. I'm not asking for legal advice, but AITA for not helping them out of pocket for their damages after causing the accident. Not the asshole. You took responsibility for the crash and it affects your insurance premium probably. But that's where your responsibilities end. You're in no way responsible for their fuck-up. Sure, this wouldn't have happened if you hadn't crashed into them, but they also wouldn't be SOL if the wife wasn't driving in the first place, not to mention the accident wouldn't have even happened. Crazy level of entitlement on their part to think that you're responsible for their mistake. Not the asshole. You did the right thing by letting the insurance handle it. It's true you caused the accident, but they are the ones who broke the law and got themselves in trouble. You're not responsible for their lousy luck in gambling, won't get caught for driving without license. Considered himself warned, and any further contact should be recorded for evidence in case he tried anything funny. Not the asshole. Call your adjuster and let them know about the communication. Do not take any calls from them. Your insurance company has lawyers that can deal with this. I completely understand both sides of the coin here. You just wanted to cover yourself at the end of the day. They also had shit to do and bills to pay, but at the end of the day they took a risk and lost the bet. Are fines a way to punish poor people especially? Yes. Is that your fault? No. Not the asshole. If they were following the law, insurance would have handled it. This is exactly why you don't let someone without a license drive your car. He knew what he was doing. He did it anyways. Now he can learn from that mistake. Not the asshole, because you are paying for the accident you caused, just through your insurance. And although I wouldn't be surprised if his own insurance declines to pay him due to his violation of their policies, I would be quite surprised if your insurance doesn't have to shell out money to him substantially equivalent to the damage you caused. That may very well not cover his costs given the fines he has incurred, but you certainly do not owe him any extra money to cover for the choice that he and his wife made to break the law. That is on them. He asked me to help him fight with insurance. Oh right, because that's totally going to work. Block his number. You not the asshole. Not the asshole. Yes, you caused the accident, but that's why you carry insurance. Accidents happen and they knowingly put themselves in a risky position. Not the asshole. You didn't force her to drive without a license. You took responsibility and it's not your fault that they are facing severe consequences for what they did. Not the asshole. She drove without a license. He knowingly gave her the car when she didn't have a license. Their bad decisions are not your responsibility. Not the asshole. They took a big risk, and it bit them in the ass. That sucks, but that's the risk they took. In most states, failure to report an accident that isn't very minor is a crime. In my state, it's a misdemeanor, which carries a fine of up to $10,000 and/or a prison sentence of up to a year, and they can take your driver's license. So they are mad at you for not committing a crime to cover up for them committing a crime driving without a license. Not the asshole. You took responsibility that you were at fault. They need to take responsibility for the fact they knew she wasn't legally allowed to drive. They put that risk on themselves and you owe them nothing. If I were you, I would block his number. If he needs to get a hold of you, he can go through his insurance, who will go through yours. They are just going to try and guilt you when they did something illegal. Not the asshole. You don't have to pay out of pocket for their damages, JD. They are refused coverage for doing something illegal. You didn't make her drive without a license. They had to know that they wouldn't be covered if she got into an accident. Not the asshole. You followed the law and let the insurance company handle it. If she wasn't driving, then there would not have been an accident. You took full responsibility for your actions. They, unfortunately, took a risk and lost. Now they are dealing with the consequences of that. You are not responsible for that at all. Tar. Not the asshole. You're 1000 right. You did your part and now it's the insurance's turn to handle it, and they will. TBH, it seems like he is trying to get money out of you. Please don't take a cent out of your pocket. If he keeps calling you, just block the number. Not the asshole. You are taking responsibility for the accident by referring him to the insurance company. They are in a position to represent you. To keep in contact is not beneficial to you. Yes, I'm empathetic, but you do not control what others do, including risks. Best to you them. Not the asshole. They broke the law on purpose. You caused an accident. They are at fault for their own issues now. You don't owe them anything. Not the asshole. You are not refusing to pay. You called the police, you committed the accident so that the insurance will pay for it. It is not your fault that she was driving without a license. It was a big risk from their side to do this. Not the asshole. You had an accident, and your insurance will sort it out. He didn't accidentally put his 3 kids in the car with an unlicensed driver. That was a deliberate decision on both their parts, and while it sucks for them, it's not on you, and you did the right thing making sure you checked on the legal side of things. I saw the title and was 100 expecting to say you're the asshole. But 100000, not the asshole. You did what you were meant to do, and sure, it sucks that it wasn't their fault and they are now in the S. But you did what you were supposed to do, and now they have to face the consequences for their mistake. Not the asshole. You have admitted fault. They are mad at themselves. I suggest you don't take their calls. Not the asshole. You caused the accident, but you are going through insurance, which is the proper way. They took a gamble and did something pretty illegal and lost. That's not your fault. Also, why doesn't the woman even have a license? At least where I am assuming you pass all the tests and stuff, you can get a license for around $100 bucks. If they have car insurance but no license, that seems sketchy. Possible their license was revoked for some valid reason and they can't get one. Not the asshole. They broke the law. They are on the hook to cover the cost. Had they followed the law and gotten the wife a driver's license or gotten a friend to drive, they would have been covered. Not the asshole. They have a mess over in their household? That is sad, but not your responsibility. Just adhere to what you are supposed to do and follow along with police and insurance guidelines.